Oh, hey everybody, how's it going? It's me, your favorite libertarian, and this is the MBUS3. In today's video, we're going to be showing you what comes in the packaging, do a quick install, and then we'll head to the range to sight it in. I'll go over the features and the reasons why I picked this over some of the other rear sights out there for my Aero Precision 10.5-inch setup. You'll be seeing that as well, so stay tuned and enjoy. And now it's time for everyone's favorite portion of the video, what's in the box? This is the portion of the video where I show you what's in the box. But before I do, I want to show you what came with the MBUS3. I ordered this from Big Tech's Ordnance. They included a sticker, another sticker, candy, lemon warheads, you guys remember those? I know I sure do. And the Constitution. What more can you ask for? We'll go ahead and open this up. I'll use my Spyderco Emerson Wave to open it. These are all the specs on the back, and I got it in black. There's the SKU, all that good stuff. I do have a affiliate link if you want to pick one of these up directly from Magpul. It just helps the channel out. If you want to do that, that's cool. If not, just enjoy the video. Go ahead and open this up. Come in. Come on, first take, come on. There we go. Now let's take a look at this rear sight in more detail. These are the close-ups that you've always wanted. We look at the back, we have our spring here that helps actuate the flipping motion. We also have a little bit of the spring that you can see in here. We've got our screw, we've got our windage adjustment, we have our rear sight apertures that can be switched from the smaller to the larger one. And we actually have a little arrow here, or chevron, if you will, and a tick mark here that lets you know if you're lined up to center or if it's adjusted to the left or to the right. You also have your screw here, and the screw has that yellow Loctite material that Magpul includes in all their screws. I haven't found the need to take that off and replace it with anything else, so I'm just going to install it like that. And we also are going to give you an auditory sample of this, pressing this button. There you go. And also flipping the rear sight aperture. There's a little detent right here, along with the detents here. You have the detent back here, and that is going to allow you to change this aperture. And then it's going to click in place. Listen. There you go, and you can actually see it go up so that it's not going to move around once it's switched. Same thing happens when you go back to the smaller aperture. So that's pretty cool. You also have the etching here, so you're not going to get any glare from the sun. And we have, of course, our adjustment for windage. Obviously, the front sight is going to be elevation, whether you're getting this in a set and have the front sight, or you have an A2 front sight gas block like I do. But let's listen to this windage adjustment. Come close, listen closely. Oh, very nice. This is nice not only in that it's audible, it's got a good tactile feel, but also I don't see this coming loose or moving without you wanting it to. So that's good too. This is also, again, probably can't tell from watching the video, but it's also very, very light. Let's go ahead and install this, and I'll give you my thoughts on why I chose this over some of the other rear sights as well. Installation. All right, so here's my Aero 10.5 full playlist on the channel if you want to check that out. This is my home defense setup, so I have a few rounds. Make sure this is clear before we do any type of installation stuff. All you internet range safety officers, nice and clear. And yeah, if you have any questions about this, I'll just touch on a couple real quick because I'm sure you're curious, but if you want to know everything about this, again, watch this series. Aero upper, aero lower, Magpul furniture for the most part, Halcyon 403R, Scalar Works mount, lower 1/3, just a standard mil-spec charging handle, A2 style 10.5-inch barreled upper that was bought complete. And then we have the SBA3 brace, standard buffer tube, buffer, carbine length, all that jazz. Now, flipping it over to the other side, all mil-spec internals, nothing crazy there. This is a Polytech X, And this is the weapons systems, I think, weapon impact systems mount specifically for this type of forend. It's different than M-LOK. I'll explain all that in the video once you watch it. Yeah, there's that. Now we're going to install the rear sight. Installation. For the install, you will need the rear sight and a flathead screwdriver. Here we go. Installation is going to be pretty simple. You're going to remove the screw from the rear sight. And then as you can see right here, there's a little bit of space back here, and then this lip starts right before the first section of Picatinny. What you want to do is you want to slide this on without the screw in, slide it to the first section. And what I did is I first installed it on this first section, but then I realized when I folded it down, it's kind of in the way of my charging handle. So I actually went one more section up and lined it up with the second section of Picatinny up here. Then I took my screw and I placed it in the hole once everything was lined up. Then I pushed this as far forward as possible because I want to make sure that under recoil this doesn't move back. And the way to ensure that is pushing it as far forward on the rail as you can. Now we're going to take our flathead screwdriver and we're going to just start tightening it up. Just want to hand tighten it. You don't want to strip anything. Keep in mind that you have polymer all around the metal that you're screwing into, so you don't want to go too crazy. Let's look on the other side to see if anything's bulging out or splintering, and everything looks good on that side, so that's good. You have a little bit of it poking out. I'll see if I need to turn it any more. All right, I think that's about as far as I'm going to go with that. All right, that seems pretty tight. Now we'll go ahead and flip this down. And as you can see, I can still reach my charging handle without any issues. So we're good there. We flip it up and everything should be lined up with that front sight. Another thing that you can do, which I would recommend doing after you're done tightening this down, is take a Sharpie paint pen and witness mark this screw so that you know after you've been shooting and you do your I&I, or even before you do your I&I, you can see if this has moved at all. If it has, you're going to need to apply a different type of Loctite material, or you're going to need to tighten this down again. Either way, it's good to know where your screws are at all times. There you have it. Philosophy Corner. Now it's time to get into the philosophy part of the video. This is where I talk about why or why not you would want backup irons at all. Now with this setup, as you can see, I've chosen to add them, but I also have other setups where I do not have them, and I'll explain why. Let me show you with this model. So this is my Triarc Systems 13.9 rifle. It's pin and welded, don't worry. Everything's on the up and up. And I have an optic on this, but you can see I don't have any iron sights. The reason for that is that this Primary Arms SLX 5 power prism scope that has the ACSS Aurora reticle is great, and it's also an etched reticle. What that means is if the battery were to die, or there was a solar flare or an EMP attack, the optic would still work. That etched reticle is still gonna be a mechanical 0, and it's going to allow you to use this amazing reticle that I'll show you right now, regardless of whether or not you have battery powering the optic. However, this optic does not have an etched reticle. So when that battery dies, or there's an EMP or a solar flare or whatever that affects anything that affects electronics, this dot is going to go away. Now you could say, well, you could use the tube of the optic to do a crude aiming, and you could also use this front sight to crudely aim. But if you want to do anything with any level of precision, you would need a backup sighting system. In this case, it would be this rear sight aligning with this front sight here. And that's why I've chosen to do that with this one. I also have a 22 that's a M&P 1522 AR pistol. Super rad, super fun. I have videos on that as well if you want to check those out. And that one, I have the same exact red dot, but I don't have backups. And the reason for that is I don't see myself ever using that particular AR pistol in any type of defensive role. It's mostly for training my sons, plinking, having fun, And I'm not as worried if the battery were to die, because I would just say, oh, no big deal. All right, I'll just replace the battery and then I'll keep using it. And the battery on this optic and the same exact optic that I have on that one is an 11-year battery life. So I'm not really worried about the battery dying anytime soon either. Well, that was Philosophy Corner. On to the rest of the video. Now let's roll that classic YouTube B-roll footage, give you all the angles that you really want, and head on over to the range to test out our brand new rear sight. Well, that's going to do it for me and the MBUS3 new from Magpul. If you have any questions, leave them in the comment section below. One of my favorite parts of having a YouTube channel is reading those comments, so don't be shy and typey down in those little boxes below this picture of my face. Also, one thing that I'm going to start doing now on the channel is taking prayer requests. So if you have any of those that you'd like prayer for, let me know in that same section in the comments. And as always, thanks for watching, stay free, and God bless. Are you guys still here? Oh, I mean, well, if you're still watching the video, I might as well give you a few things that I didn't include for all the other people that left the video early. Two things. One is going to be an update on my suppressor that I ordered for that setup over there that you can't see. I'll bring it in the frame so you can see it. For this, and also for other riffles. And the other thing is going to be ways that you can support the channel so I can continue making videos. If you'd like me to make videos, you can click my description or the pinned comment for my link tree. It's got all the affiliate links that you could click on and spend money with, just how you would normally click on links and spend money, except when you do it with my links, it helps support the channel. So thank you in advance for doing that. You guys are awesome. Also, be sure to check for codes, because in the little description of the link that you click on, it'll have codes in some cases that are exclusive for my subscribbles. Secondly is going to be, of course, the update on the can, and right now the update is that I still don't have it. It's been 244 days as of the filming of this video since I submitted for approval, still currently in unconstitutional ATF jail, and we hope to see it soon on the channel. Once I have it in my hands, there'll be a lot of suppressor content coming up, so stay tuned for that, and thanks for staying to the end of the video. Really appreciate it. All right, that's all. Bye. Well, that's gonna do it for me and the MBUS3.